Logistics and 3D Printing in the Fashion Industry by Andy Bingham, Laura Corral, Zoe Pierce, and Larkin Perkayasta.
By now, mostly everyone in our culture has heard about 3D printing. We're aware that you can physically print prototypes, gadgets, and even large-scale objects like this 3D printed house. However, what most of us don't know is how this technology really works and why it's important.
In this video, we want to delve into the current state of 3D printing and demonstrate how it can fundamentally change the way of doing business and disrupt the world of international logistics.
To preface, 3D printing is still a relatively new innovation. Its origins can be traced back to the late 80s when Charles Hull invented and patented his stereolithography apparatus, or SLA machine. However, 3D printing technology really took off in the past decade with the invention of various 3D printing methods and smaller 3D printers for household users like this Qidi printer. This printer itself retails for around $600, which is pretty pricey, but definitely worth the money for its printing capabilities. 3D printing is being heralded as the third industrial revolution, as the ability to instantaneously design and create physical objects is something never seen before. 3D printing is also very prevalent in several industries worldwide. In the medical industry, 3D printing is advancing at a staggering rate as doctors and specialists have been able to develop advanced methods for creating prosthetics and implants. Even locally in Fayetteville, Arkansas, there is a prosthodontics clinic that specializes and offers 3D printed prosthetics for patients with facial and dental damage. In the automotive industry, manufacturers have started using industrial 3D printers to create functional parts used in engines, platforms, and test vehicles.
One industry that we want to focus on that we think can benefit from 3D printing is the fashion industry.
Current methods for mass apparel production requires a lengthy lead time of at least 45 days and a complex and sometimes inefficient supply chain. Concept and design are formed domestically, which then need to be properly communicated internationally to ensure precise replication. A sample prototype is then formed with swatches of various fabrications included with the sample, which is shipped from the international producer to the domestic designer. Edits are then made to the prototype and sent back to the producer. I should note that shipping these prototypes back and forth to international producers is expensive, as the items being shipped are small and lightweight and often do not qualify for any sort of bulk price discounting. This increases costs and discourages the designer from making edits, as the cost of doing so will more than likely outweigh the profit of an ideal garment. These first few steps tend to repeat themselves a few times until satisfaction is met. Once the sampling stage is complete, mass production can begin and the order will go back through the international logistics supply chain until it has finally arrived at the distributor.
Though the process is simplified in this graphic, the logistics of apparel production is extremely complicated.
One designer who is looking to bring 3D printing further into the apparel industry is Denise Peleg, who 3D printed an entire collection of clothing using 3D printers created for household use. With this integration of 3D printing into the apparel industry, the entire logistics chain dramatically alters. One of the most important aspects of supply chain management is the effort to mitigate cost and service trade-offs. 3D printing in the apparel industry offers a way to shorten the lead times, the supply chain, and reduce costs. With 3D printing, designers have the ability to formulate design, print a prototype in their studio, make edits to the said prototype, and then send out for mass production. Costs are dramatically reduced as the need for back and forth transportation is eliminated, which will ultimately lead to greater profits and reduce total landed costs for the designer. In addition, the filament with which 3D printer prints with is incredibly cheap and uses additive manufacturing to ensure that no waste is used in the production of the garment.
In the current state of international logistics, companies have many factors to consider when deciding where their products will be manufactured. These factors are known as total landed costs, as Laura previously mentioned, and include all costs that exist from manufacturing the product until it arrives to the final customer. When a company decides to source internationally, they have to consider the transportation costs, both to the United States and once inside the United States, tariff costs for entering the United States, the price to place each order, the lead time it takes to receive each order, and the holding cost of inventory once it is received, all in addition to the price of each unit. Let's look at Adidas as an example. A pair of Adidas shoes, the Yeezy Boost 750 to be specific, retails for $350 but only costs Adidas $76 to manufacture. So that's an amazing profit margin, right? Wrong. Though the actual manufacturing of the shoe is only $76, it costs Adidas so much money in their total landed cost that they actually only have about a 2% profit margin per pair of shoes. Since Adidas reported revenues in the tens of billions in 2015, evidently a 2% return on thousands upon thousands of shoes amounts to a lot of money, meaning that bulk sales are crucial to big corporations. But what if the supply chain was shortened enough so that many of the total landed costs were eliminated by using 3D printing? The current abilities of 3D printing could not account for the mass-produced products of large companies, but could transform customization. Right now, if you were to order a customized Adidas shoe, it would take approximately 3 to 4 weeks to arrive and is also non-returnable if it does not fit correctly. But if the shoe were 3D printed domestically, the cost would be lowered, the chance of it not fitting well would be slim, and the lead time would diminish greatly. Yes, the shoe would still have to be manufactured, but 3D printing the pair of shoes would potentially cost less than $10. Though the shoe would still have to be transported to the end consumer, it would still take much less time than 3 to 4 weeks, since 3D printing could bring manufacturing back to the United States and only takes a matter of hours. Of course, this depends on the size of the printer, exact capabilities of the printer, and location of the printer within the United States, but if Adidas were to invest in the technology of 3D printing, it could lower lead times greatly and ultimately increase their profits for customized apparel.
3D printing is useful for printing low-volume, customer-specific items, giving greater complexity to products than through traditional methods. It has the ability to improve customization features of products to tailor them to specific needs. Currently, only about 10% of online consumers are using these customizable features. However, up to a third are interested in doing so in the future. The more customizable a product is, it will increase brand loyalty and keep customers coming back in the future. One possibility for companies is to partner with third-party logistics companies who can provide postponement services through 3D printing. Consumers will be exposed to much more customizable features, with assembly being completed at the final point of demand. This will not eliminate the warehousing industry, but it will revolutionize it. The need to have on-hand spare parts is still there due to a lack of predictability in the industry, but it is greatly reduced. Being able to shorten the manufacturing process in this way should have a significant impact on nearshoring and reshoring. 3D printing will have a tremendous impact on just-in-time delivery, reducing lead times as you can print products on demand. Consumers want more customizable products, and this is exactly what 3D printing will provide. Companies such as Adidas are already working on future business models such as this and assembling their products closer to the demand. According to supply chain professional Charles Intrieri, the raw materials today are digital files, and the machines that make them are wired and connected, faster and more efficient than ever. And that demands a new model, a need to go local, globally.